Yeah, California, I feel like dropped the ball, I heard.
On the voting turnout?
Well, conservatives did well in California, which is rare. Yeah, we got rid of San Francisco, got rid of a guy. And that has been the voting coverage for June 2022.
This just in, conservatives are doing all right. San Francisco got rid of a guy.
That's all I can give you.
Stay tuned for more. I get to smoke because it's the old time.
It's the old times.
I can do drugs because this one's not called a drug yet.
Deal with it, toots. We can say that.
My kid's sick. I gave it cocaine and ketchup.
Hey, Hesbos. Welcome to Hesby Street. Do us a favor. Leave us a like and review wherever you're listening. Check out our Patreon, patreon.com/Hesby Street. Bonus episode every week plus extra content. Punchline, June 22nd in San Francisco. Buy a ticket. Zack and I will both be performing there. You can find all of our show dates at hesbystreetpod.com, as well as other stuff, videos, merch, that kind of stuff. And then, yeah, like us on Instagram, YouTube, TikTok. Start the pod. That was clean.
That was airtight.
That was airtight, dude.
How'd you do that?
I just guessed. Every time I do the intro to the pod, it's like, I hope I get it.
I would love just like that energy every time you nail something, like you getting off stage at a stand-up show, and I was like, dude, you're hilarious. How'd you get all that material? You're like, dude, I just making stuff up, man. I just made stuff up.
That's interesting. What is like the so like when you hit a home run, bat flip?
Yeah.
Right? What is the stand-up comedian?
It used to be mic drop.
But you can't mic drop.
But Chappelle turned it to slap your knee.
Slap the knee.
With the microphone.
So we should invent a new one. Like the bat flip equivalent. I think you just... Because, all right, maybe knock a drink over on the way off stage?
Smack a drink?
Yeah, just tip it over.
So it has to be at the end of your set. I was thinking a killer bit.
No, it's got to be the end of your set. I guess standing ovation is the bat flip.
Yeah.
But...
Mine is people carrying me off stage. It's only happened once, and I thought it was going to be like glorious, and they started beating the shit out of me.
I remember that.
Dude.
Yeah, I remember that phone call.
I was like, I've been deceived, and they're just ripping my shirt and punching my neck.
What do you think set them off?
I don't know, man. It was probably the. Yeah, I don't even want to fill in what example would be there. Anything I'm going to say is not going to be okay.
Yeah, sometimes when Zack can't finish an improv moment, that means your thoughts went dark.
Yeah, the answers in my head are unacceptable.
Yeah, I've been there. So you know how like we're going to be rich soon?
Yeah.
But we're both poor right now.
Yeah.
I'm worried that like I think we need to start thinking about how to be I don't want us to be new money and be bad at it.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So like, because I think the biggest loser in America is a rich person that's not getting richer. You know what I mean? They always say rich get richer. Right. So I want to make sure that when we become rich, we get richer. Mm-hmm. And I know you have to spend money to make money, but that's all I know. So does that mean like I can just buy candy?
No.
Okay.
From what I know is your money has to work for you.
Okay, it has to work for you, and you have to spend it.
So you got to hire your money.
Okay.
And then put it through some sort of sexual harassment training.
Okay.
Because you don't want your money just like touching other money.
But you want it to be accumulating more money.
Yeah.
So that's a tricky spot. So you don't want to touch money, and yet it has to acquire money.
So your money now becomes second tier, and that your money has to go find three money.
It's like a money pyramid scheme.
It's a money, yeah. Okay. It's a business.
Okay.
It's a corporate enterprise. Damn, dude. Enterprise is a word I do not know what it means.
As I said, the Star Trek Enterprise.
And Enterprise Rent-A-Car.
And Enterprise Rent-A-Car. Yeah, I don't know what it means either.
Dude, what is that?
I don't know, man. I don't know what enterprise means. This is why I'm glad I brought it up.
Yeah.
Because we need to get ahead of it. We're going to be new money soon.
I know.
And we need to get our eggs in a line.
Ducks in a basket.
Ducks in an order.
You need a duck in a basket.
There it is. And we will eat duck. You no longer eat beef and chicken when you're rich. You start eating like quail and ducks and weird and sometimes just their insides.
Yep. Something Cornish. Anything from
Cornish. But not corn syrup.
Yeah.
No, it has to
be.
I
want you guys to hear this new Cornish band I've been listening to. It's just corn. Like, I'm like, wait, are you guys not spelling Cornish with a backwards K?
And they'll be like, he's new money.
No, I'm not. My grandpappy.
All right, so yeah, we have a lot to learn as far as
being elite.
Yeah,
I'm definitely enrolling my kids in some sort of skull and bones order society.
Totally. I'm like, okay.
Josh, get in there. Start saying hi to people. The guy with the cow skull on his face. Get to know. You brought a card? Come on, kiddo.
You're parents never embarrassing us.
My parents never. I wish they took me to a skull and bones meeting.
Yeah,
they didn't have the drive.
We didn't. You know, we got to start climbing the ladder from all angles.
Oh, who's gonna kill the sacrificial kid? Josh, get up! Josh,
get up there. Kill the kid. Just like I taught you.
Come on, son.
Come on.
We got to worship the solstice or whatever. That's gonna be how we start making our money work for us. We get into one of those parties where it's like,
okay,
it's ancient, but also like presidents are there.
All right, is that different than the stonecutters?
The
Freemasons.
The Freemasons are close, but Skull and Bones is like the real one.
Okay,
that was like the Bush family was in it.
So I pictured Josh coming home from, not necessarily school, from what was it called, Skull and Bone?
Yeah.
And you just feel like, all right, get your bloody tunic in the laundry so mom can do it, and then get upstairs and do your homework, which is, I don't know, translating these runes.
I think it's like overthrowing governments, hanging in the balance.
Well, that's what it is when you as an adult, but as a kid, you got to learn the basics,
right?
So
it's like, you're practicing. I guess like
bloodletting a goat,
right? Business ethics,
yeah.
You know, that's how this is not a made up story. That's how my grandpa in Morocco got my grandma. He sacrificed a goat.
Okay.
He was a peasant, like that worked on the property for my grandma's family.
So I hope this is going where I think it's going.
And my great grandpa, who was like in a poor village but pretty successful as far as a poor village goes.
Right.
He goes, "No way, you're never marrying my daughter." But he didn't. He wanted.
No way, you're never. Double negative technicality. Married her daughter,
and he said that. And my great grandpa was like, "Still no. I make the rules. I don't care." And so you can keep saying no backsies all you want in Moroccan. Yes, backsies.
Yes, backsies.
So
I don't care if you double stamp it. Okay,
put your pinky down.
And yes, erases.
So he told my grandpa, like, "You're a dirty peasant. You're not marrying into this family." Because my grandpa was trying to climb up in society. I don't think he loved her. He's just like, this is a big play for me, marrying this teenage girl. And so they were like, no. So one day he finds a goat. I don't know where he gets this goat. He's poor as shit. Goat's a significant thing.
Stole a goat.
Knock, knock on the front door. And they're like, "What, peasant boy?" Slits the goat's throat. And they're like, "This guy's all right.
I feel
Honey,
like
I found your husband."
That reminds me of like last episode we were talking about manifesting the woman you want.
Yeah.
It's the same thing. That's the Moroccan version. You're like, "Sorry, I sacrificed goat for you." So now, and they're like, "Damn, that's all right."
Fuck. And she's like, "I've been praying to my crystal last night." I was like, "Is your crystal a goat bleeding out of its neck?"
Well,
you got up the
ante. This guy's good. This guy's good. Yeah, that's I think the Van Grol that came over to America, came over to America, he was like the gardener for a rich family. And then like ran away with the rich daughter, and they just disowned her.
No way.
Yeah. So she left her fame and fortune. No, I don't know about fame, but you know,
you could be farm famous.
She would have been taken care of.
Damn.
She picked the poor gardener.
She chose love over money.
Yeah.
That's wild.
Yeah.
You know, I had heard that happen with Jason Kidd's family because his family's from San Francisco, and his mom's side is like historically like this Irish, like kind of like known family. I think they own like a famous, maybe like Malloy's or some like bar. Right. And she went with this black man and they disowned her and they never wanted to speak to the kid. And then the kid grew up to be Jason Kidd. And they're like, there he is.
There's our guy. You know, it's actually O Kid.
I have all these cards that I didn't just write for you.
Yeah.
For your birthdays. Yeah, it's O Kid.
Yeah.
Oh, kidding.
Oh, kitty.
Oh, kitty then.
Yeah, that's I feel like there's pressure when you become. I'm getting back to the rich, new money, rich thing.
I like this. I want to go back there.
There's pressure because, like, we're poor, right? There's no pressure here. There's no pressure.
Yeah.
You're just poor. You figure you live month to month. Just make your rent. I feel like I would get rich, and my instinct would be to retire and travel. But I feel like when there's this pressure to rich have to get richer.
Right.
And I'm not. I don't think I'm going to do well with that.
Once you get a taste of rich, you're not going to be able to like travel rich because you're not working anymore. And your money's not working for you, you're just spending
The money's not working for you.
Yeah, it's on vacation too.
And you're spending it, but it's not making you money.
No. It's helping economies.
It's driving it.
Which is, I think you can write that off.
You could write anything off.
I think if you're helping an economy, you can write that off.
I think Costa Rica uses Bitcoin as like a currency now.
Really?
So I think we get down there, we start a conglomerate, an enterprise.
Fuck.
We're back here again.
We're going to have to look it up right away. Right when we get our phones back after this episode. Enterprise.
We won't remember.
We're saying it so much that we're going to get so many ads for the rental car. Yeah. I'd really want my kid Josh to buckle down and focus on Skull and Bone.
You're not majoring in theater. You're majoring in skull, and you're minoring in bone.
Yeah. The skull bone's connected to the bone. Right?
There we go.
That's the handshake. I'm just the first timer there being like, what's the handshake we doing, guys? Hey, it's my son Josh. Oh, are we not talking?
We don't talk.
Wow, is that a moose head or what?
Are we doing some kind of parent meetup later?
No.
It's how do you do that where you just look through me like that? Yeah. Is that something you learned, or
you look like you don't speak English but you understand it? Oh, you're bending down. Okay, you're stripping the younger ones naked. Josh, get in there. The younger ones are getting stripped naked and shamed and exploited for this.
Be like, just see if you could borrow someone else's whip. I didn't know you were supposed to bring a whip.
We got a whip. We're doing okay. I just got to run to the car is all.
You just come back with like a branch. Like, it's fine. It's a switch.
It's an old heirloom
because we're old money.
How do old money families get there? It's like my great-great-grandpa was a steel magnate.
Right. He owns...
Magnate's another one.
Magnate's an enterprise.
I want to say magnet.
I'm so stupid that I saw I think I sent you the video where it was like a car and then, like, attached to the top was a magnet and then it looped around and just pulled the car, and I was like, that's brilliant.
That has to work.
How won't that work?
And they're like, it won't.
It won't work. What drives the magnet? I'm like, oh yeah.
Oh, it's so funny. The magnet just gets sucked into the car.
Yeah, magnate's a tough one. Magnate.
So we're so stupid, and I think we have to address it at certain points. Mm-hmm. You know, we revisit it, but it's worth revisiting. Mm-hmm. I now admire stupid people talking in public when I overhear it.
Totally.
So I went to get a haircut, and the guy next to me was talking about how he just found out his like genealogy, and he's like, I'm 90% Italian, and then I'm 10% North African, like Morocco, Algeria, and the kid's like, that's dope, man, that's crazy, and the kid's like, it used to be called something else there, right? Like, I feel him being like, I'm gonna have an educated conversation with this guy. Didn't it have a name before that?
Before Africa?
Before, like, yeah, Morocco and Algeria, because he doesn't know what these places are. He's like, I'm thinking of the ancient name. And I'm in my chair like, yes, I am here with you, my brother. And so then the guy goes, Carthage? And then he goes, yeah. And they spoke something different. And the guy's like, yeah, I mean, probably Latin.
Right.
And then he's like, yeah, and that was like, man, that was probably before Italy. And he goes, well, Rome.
Right.
And he goes,
and they talking like pictures, which if you think about it, that's kind of what we're back to.
He's like, yo, now that I think about it, it was a lot of numerals.
Okay, so you heard me say Rome. Now you're making... Yep, Super Bowl. I get it.
And that's the part I think about. And the kid goes, I learned Latin in school. I remember some of it. And the guy's just like, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
And then I watched the shift from two adults talking
right.
to a kid saying words and a guy being like, you're doing fine.
You're doing good, man. Yeah, it's tough. It's tough. Like, I overheard a similar conversation where, like, because sometimes there's like a weird kind of like wisdom to the stupidity.
Yeah.
Where the guy's like, they're talking about like the homeless problem, which is a huge problem. He's like, what's the answer though? Like, I don't know what the answer is. And the guy's like, what do you mean? It's homes. And the guy's like, yeah, but like, there's more to it than that. He's like, no, there isn't.
Nah, bro.
Homeless people. What's the answer? Homes.
Yeah. You want to solve homeless? Home more.
The guy's like, all right. Yeah. And there's something to that.
Oh, totally.
That's not the whole answer.
No.
It's much more complicated.
Right.
But I love when there's just like confident, stupid, like dumb, uneducated, but confident.
Yeah.
Homeless problem. You gave me the problem of homelessness.
Right.
Home more is the problem.
I
more
know.
homes.
But you realize you're smarter than them, but you're still only just a step smarter.
Yeah, you're not.
You don't know why that doesn't work. When someone's like water shortage, ocean.
Dams. Like, all right.
And you're like, no. And they're like, why? I'm like, fuck. Called my bluff. Cause.
And then you have to belittle them. You're like, you wouldn't get it.
Right.
You wouldn't understand
And
because
then-
I college.
And what do they say? Explain it to me.
Yeah, they do that. And that's basically the divide between liberals and conservatives.
Yeah.
The conservatives have all the answers. And we're like, but what's the logic behind it? And they're like, God.
Right.
And we're like,
Family.
okay, family and God, good. What?
Yeah.
And they're like, yep. And we go, what? And they go,
Prayer.
double yep. Prayer.
Prayer. More.
And we're like, okay, bye.
Prayer more. I think we solved something
Prayer
today.
more homes. All right.
Prayers, that's the one I've been thinking about lately. Like, if you're really thankful for God, wouldn't you just like utilize every moment more? And like, it's like, all right, if God's doing me this favor of giving me these capabilities, like I'm just going to do the best I can. But a lot of people are like, you got to pray. God's like, oh, I don't know. I see you doing a lot, but you haven't thanked me. And I'm like wondering, like, did I give this to the wrong person?
I love like, because prayer's really easy and pretty quick. I timed it when I was a kid. And I picture God being like, if you think that's enough.
Right.
If you think one Our Father, one Hail Mary is enough, then you go ahead.
I can't tell you.
I'm not telling you how many.
I'm not allowed to talk to you.
No. If you think that's good.
Okay.
Okay.
You can be happy with that. And
Maybe I heard what you wanted. Maybe I didn't. You know what I mean?
Thank you for this food. That's it.
Gratitude's weird because you have to like the whole kind of new agey thing is like it's really important to be grateful for what you have.
Yeah.
And that's again the rich getting richer kind of vibe because
Why?
you're implying if you have a lot of stuff, then you feel grateful. If you have gratitude for that, then you'll get more of it.
Yeah.
Whereas if you're poor and lacking, then what would you have to be grateful for? I feel like that's kind of that's what I hear when I hear people like, got to be happy with what you have.
Right.
Because if you're not, you won't get anything. Well, it's like, but I want more. It's like,
No, I have more.
Stay down there.
Don't look over here.
You stay down there.
Yeah. And be thankful.
Be thankful for what we decide, the scraps.
Yeah, I think I've grown up like I have sheep brain. I'm like, all right, they said I should be
I
thankful.
think we all have sheep brain.
You
to
don't.
a degree.
You don't. You timed prayer as a kid.
It's true.
You're like, almost done. 10 more seconds.
Yeah, that's how I was just like, yeah.
I'm like, that spoon moved. He heard us.
Yeah, with the light flickers, and you're like, that was a sign.
Oh my God. It's Zack in American Modern English.
I want to make sure you're on the right translator.
Do I have to speak in tongues again? Because I don't. I feel like I'm insulting your culture. Do you ever just feel like, because all the speaking in tongues thing is just like you're sort of like peer pressured, right? You're surrounded by people that are like, do it. And you're like, but I just picture the guy that's like, do it. And you're like, he's like, whoa, dude.
Racist.
How dare you make fun of.
Say that part again.
What is it?
That is a good point, I guess.
How dare you make fun of the tongue people?
The tongue people. All right.
I rap in tongues.
Oh, let's hear some licks. Pun intended.
Dude, I'm going to sell an all-Christian album.
No, you can't rhyme patakadu with patakadu.
I realize I'm just doing a bad corn impression.
This is what I think scatting is.
And a pastor across the country is like, now that's all right. Now, finally, I understand hip-hop.
Oh, I get it.
Yeah, scatting is a lot of like... And they're like, that's the coolest shit I've ever heard in my life.
That was so. How'd you think of that?
I want to
that's
sign
the thing,
you.
dude. I didn't. I felt that.
Being a vessel.
Yeah.
That's what I want to be with comedy.
A vessel for comedy.
Yeah.
So you don't write your jokes.
I don't want to write anymore.
They just.
I'm just counting down the days.
Wanted to come through me.
Just, you know how I write.
I know how you write.
I fucking eyes roll back.
double pen and paper.
Wind, lightning.
It's terrifying.
Scary.
Yeah.
And then when I'm on stage, actually, energy fields shift.
Oh.
It's been measured.
When you're on stage.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
And so what's an example of that?
I don't really work in examples.
Mm-hmm.
I work in pure feel.
God, you're a gut comedian.
I'm feel.
Okay.
I'm gonna feel you.
Oh, no. Ow. Why are you so sweat? I was going to say sweaty, but it's like not a sweaty. It's like, all right, how do I feel? Can we also point out that I'm tanner than you? Mr. I'm not a white comedian?
It's the lighting in here is weird.
Yeah, I bet.
Dude, my grandma's name is Aisha, and she married a guy who killed a goat. I'm not white.
Okay.
Is that the whitest thing you've ever heard?
Killing is pretty white.
That's true.
Yeah.
Sacrificing is pretty white, too.
Yep. So is goat these days. A lot of goat cheese.
Yeah. Actually, my great-grandpa, he got powerful because he got another rich guy to have sex at one of his sex parties, and he had filmed in the corner. That guy was like a king or a president. That's just about as white as it gets.
Did you vote?
Of course.
Did you?
Yes.
Prove it.
Just have a full tat.
Oh, man. Yeah, California, I feel like, dropped the ball, I heard.
On the voting turnout?
Well, conservatives did well in California, which is rare.
Fuck.
Yeah, we got rid of San Francisco, got rid of a guy. And that has been the voting coverage for June 2022.
This just in, conservatives are doing all right. San Francisco got rid of a guy.
That's all I can give you.
Stay tuned for more. I get to smoke because it's the old time.
It's the old times.
I can do drugs because this one's not called a drug yet.
Deal with it, toots. We can say that.
My kid's sick. I gave it cocaine and ketchup.
Oh, Joe liked that one.
They're calling it free thinking. That's what scares me the most about the future. These kids thinking for themselves. Whatever happened to taking some Ovaltine and not thinking?
Is Ovaltine still around? Or is it just Yoo-Hoo now? What is Ovaltine? It's chocolate milk?
But it's like good for you.
Oh,
it's like actually good for you.
Is it?
It's got like a vitamin or something.
Oh, good.
Vitamin
Calcium.
A.
That's the best one.
Now with even more vitamin V. Just a letter where you're like, that's not a good one.
That's not. Why does it say DEET? Ingredient 4 is DEET.
You got to have your DEET.
Keeps the bugs away.
Get rid of that rash. Have DEET in your cereal.
This gives you a rash, then gets rid of it.
Don't believe me?
Build rash antibodies.
Don't take it from me, a boring adult. Listen to this cartoon tiger.
It's just a tiger with a gun to its head.
Tiger's just like, they're great. Yeah, say it like that more.
You said you wouldn't.
I just want to see my cubs again, man. They took my fucking cubs, man. Quiet, Tony.
Yeah, they just... Next news story is just Tony the Tiger being he's a communist. He's been framed for communism.
Captain Crunch is just like a general from the Navy that's had way too many scandalous allegations. They're like, that's it. You're steering a ship with corn weird things. They're golden and yellow. Make it work. Dude, old advertising in Consumers America was the best time on
Totally,
earth.
yeah.
I get some of these old ads that pop up on my like TikTok feeds. I don't know why. Maybe because I do the voice so much. Like, this guy will probably like this.
I haven't seen those.
But it's like, look out, Sally. You just discovered a new tasty snack. And it's like, look at that butter knife go. I'm like, how did... There were like 9 people at a table.
Wait, was the snack butter and bread and butter?
It was like tuna out of a can with butter and like ranch or like ketchup and egg yolk. It was fucking gnarly, gross, like old 50s food.
I bet ranch blew people's mind back then.
Yeah.
Wow.
They're like, wow, spicy, I think. That sure is different, but in a good way.
Not like these damn Polacks.
Not how much we hate. Dude, they used to have an ad for anti-homosexuals, but it was just child molesters. They'd go, be aware. If your kid's walking home, an old man stranger might pick him up and take him and do things to him. And that man is a homosexual. I'm like, whoa, dude. Scientists are tracking them. If you know of one in your... It's like, that's the same planet we're on? It feels like a book. Like a book of a made-up place.
I love the idea of like a serious news story being interrupted so a guy can relight a new cigarette.
Oh, yeah.
Just a minute. We'll get back to Middle East in a second. Clink.
That's so funny. They're like, President John F. Kennedy has... Oh, fuck! That hurt a lot. That's like honestly going to ruin my day. My fingers
I don't care if it's live. That hurt.
Yeah.
What are they going to do? Turn the station to the only other station?
Right. It's 2 or 3. And one is static. I don't know why no one took one. Anyway, yeah, the president is fucking...
Shot in the head or some shit.
I think it was a Russian. It's probably a Russian. Yes, I want another cigarette.
Yeah.
What?
You think I'm just going to sit up here and hate gays and not be smoking a fag?
I need something in my mouth while I'm hating them.
Yeah.
Anyway, next is there's a new toucan on the loose, and it's got some advice for children's nutrition. Next is this leprechaun's pretty greedy with his marshmallows.
Which is why we're going to kick him out of the country. No, leprechauns need not apply here.
That's funny. They're like, there's a leprechaun cereal, but this one's all right. He doesn't fight. He's more of an addict, and he's running from children.
And at the end of his rainbow, I don't know, a pot of gold. I don't know where I was going with that.
It's okay, man.
I'm sorry.
We can take our time. We can
No,
reset.
it's not. No, leave it in. I need to learn.
At the end of his rainbow.
It's fine. You finish it.
All right. Well, look, kids, sometimes we can't always win with these cereals, but we put a toy in the box. And it's not even really a toy. It's like a stamp or a sticker.
It's sometimes just leftover shards of metal.
Sometimes it's if you put a magnet to it, you can find out how bad it is for you. Yeah, they're putting shit in baby formula, man.
About time. These babies have it too easy.
They're putting shit in our baby. You know what I always see that I don't know? Chemtrails, right? Like people talk about that. I don't know what it is.
Oh, you got to learn. So they're controlling our minds with airplane chemicals.
But like, what is the white stuff? I want to ask
exhaust.
people that aren't. It's exhaust.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, that's it.
It's just certain. You can only see it at a certain
Altitude.
So they're like, why does that plane not have it?
Oh, that's funny.
But that's what they want you to think. What it's actually doing is making you love the National Women's Soccer League.
Really?
Yeah, that's why I can't stop watching it.
Is that why you're wearing a Rapinoe shirt?
Rapinoe?
Oh, I thought it was Rapinoe.
We call her Pinot.
Pinot?
Yeah, for short.
Pinot Gris, because she's like kind of blonde and white.
Well, she has like the pink hair a little bit. Yeah, we call her Pinot Gris.
Oh, Pinot Gris.
It's no big deal.
That's dope.
Yeah, and like thank God for the chemtrails, because honestly, the NWSL's been like the greatest thing in my life lately. So that's what people don't realize. Is sometimes when they control your mind, it makes you feel good.
It's a cool thing.
Yeah.
Right. They're like, you guys are going to get into soccer.
Yeah, and it's finally you're gonna have some peace. While we just rape your environment of its resources.
Yeah, you're like, can I get a bag of chemtrails? I just want to like huff it before bedtime.
Come on, man. Yeah, any other chemtrails?
They
questions?
put fluoride in our toothpaste.
That's so we have teeth.
And birds aren't real. They're robots.
Some birds are real.
Oh, really?
It's halfy. Everyone's a little wrong on that one.
I'll tell you the realest bird of them all. Toucan Sam.
That's right, kids.
And boy, has he got some Fruit Loops, but fruit in a good way. All right?
Next up, don't trust Apple Jacks.
What, did Apple Jacks have a thing?
Well, they didn't fund our news program.
Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah, take that over to NBC.
I don't think Apple Jacks had a mascot.
Maybe
they did. They
No.
must have.
No.
Joe, what was Applejack? Nope, don't ask Joe. He's busy editing.
Corn Pops was just an addicted kid that had to have his pops.
Gotta have my pops.
It was very entitled children ads at that point.
Lot of
Lego
entitled-
my ego. Like, who
Lego
the
my-
fuck are you? No,
Get your own Eggo.
Yeah.
I put it in the thing.
Right. I will not Lego.
Yeah.
I'm hanging on. You can rip it in half.
That's why I think that's why the Simpsons were so big. Because he's like, don't lay a finger on my Butterfinger.
Yeah.
I bought that Butterfinger.
Yeah, right.
I'll kill you.
Yeah, exactly.
And I respected him for that reason.
They used to be, I bought that Butterfinger, I'll kill you.
Yes. And then they had to tone it back a little bit.
Yeah.
Because kids were dying.
But if you fold the flap on the back of the candy bar, it still says, whatever happened to a deal's a deal.
It does say that.
Which is a fun little Easter egg.
That is fun.
There was a mascot for Cookie Crisps, which I think, and I'm probably wrong.
Now, I never had Cookie Crisps. Were that just cookies?
No.
Okay.
But it seemed like it. It looks like it.
Right.
It looks like a bowl of cookies. It was definitely the downfall of
Yeah.
society. But I think the mascot was a policeman chasing a dog that's eating Cookie Crisps, hoping to beat the shit out of the dog. Like he's holding a baton.
Oh, yeah. That's not good.
And I think he's saying, I'm fearing for my life.
Right. Was the dog...
And the dog's like, dude,
I don't even like cookies.
if food is out, I'm eating it. I didn't know, like, we get put down for
Chocolate
that.
will kill me. I shouldn't be eating that. I mean, thanks, I guess.
He used to say Cookie Crisp.
Oh,
But
yeah.
before that, he used to say, be a responsible owner. Use the top shelf of the cabinet.
Yeah, I saw him... Because that mascot was gone for long, but then he was at the BLM protests.
The Cookie Crisp
the
dogs?
The 2020, yeah. Yeah.
And the dog turned back to the cop that now they have like a bond. He's like, you should get out of here.
I can't save you once you cross this block.
They show me a cookie and I'm going to abandon you. I'm going to sell out. What were the other cereals that we loved? I remember
Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Oh yeah, that was a.
I don't know, but the Honey Nut Cheerio Bee, that was a pretty big one.
That was a good one.
And then the Rice Krispie Treats.
Snap Crackle Pop.
Snap Crackle Pop.
You ever used to listen?
Yeah, it was like a seashell in your cereal.
It sounded like fucking nothing. It was just like.
But in your mouth, you could kind of feel it a little bit. Now, like Pop Rocks kind of ruined it because now we were like, well, now I know what can happen.
Yeah, now I'm like, dude, they're rioting in my mouth. They're looting my teeth. Yeah, the government back in the day, the right wing people are like, enough of these kids popping rocks.
Fucking conservatives, man.
They don't want fun.
They hate fun. They won't even, yeah, it's stupid.
They're like, whatever happened to oatmeal? Quaker oatmeal.
A nice warm cereal.
Flavorless.
You want to get crazy? Throw a little vanilla, just a squirt.
Dude,
No more.
Old school white people food is gnarly.
Yeah.
Like tuna casserole.
Mm-hmm. What else is there?
Jello with like veggies in it.
Oh yeah, or fruitcake.
Yeah, it's like, dude, what happened to you guys?
Yeah.
How did
Jello with stuff in it was weird.
How are you guys worried about anyone else worshiping the devil when you're sitting around a dinner table of a Jello mold with like mushrooms and carrots and green beans
and
in
just watch a whole stick of butter disappear? The warm stick of butter at the middle of the table's gone by the end of the meal.
Bizarre.
And you just put that on green beans? You just put 2 fucking spoonfuls of butter on green beans. Unseasoned, terrible. Nothing will make that taste good.
You're saying grace at this table and God is in heaven going, no, don't eat that.
Don't eat that.
Stop praying. I have nothing to do with this. That is the devil.
Don't thank me for that.
Don't fucking rock and roll's better than this.
I didn't do that. You savages.
Yeah, I feel like everyone's grandma and grandpa were just like, oh, I'm just going to have a nice little Ritz cracker and a loaf of sea bass and fucking gunpowder and like a mustard that's been discontinued.
No, you can't put peanut butter on it. Peanut butter's for raisins.
Exactly.
Like, what?
This is ants on a log. I'm like, no, dude, that's gross. That's fucking gross. I can put like whipped cream on shit and be like, ooh, this is a skunk.
Yeah.
It's like, no, I'm eating my own shit.
Have you ever been sprayed by a skunk?
No.
I walked like 2 feet away from a skunk last night, and I was terrified.
Fuck, did it spray you?
No. But like, how close did I come to a disaster?
Fucking close, man.
Oof, sorry.
You would have to bathe in tomato soup.
Tomato soup.
I think that's a conspiracy. I think they're like, you know what the cure is? Campbell's tomato soup. We got to move this tomato soup.
Skunks don't even spray people. They're just like Tomatoes. Campbell's employees are like, just find a skunk,
Get out there
and spray some people.
and research. I don't care. Scoop up kids on their way home from school. Spray them and then bathe them in tomato soup. And now that I think about it, Campbell's is doing all this. Mm-hmm. You got a flu? You need Campbell's chicken noodle soup.
That's right.
It's the perfect remedy.
It's barely soup.
We can't say it's a cure or a remedy. It'll make you feel good. It's just what you need.
Buy some saltines with it.
And be sure to read our next book, Campbell's Chicken Noodle Soup for the Soul. What else we got? Clam chowder? Is your foot getting rashy? Clam chowder will make you forget about that.
Eat it, dip it in with the foot. Either way, it can be topical or internal.
We can't promise it'll make anything better.
Heads up, your cigarette's getting low. I just don't want you to burn again.
Thank goodness. Oh, my God.
We should go to commercial and figure that out.
You know, ladies get to use that long extendy stick.
They have it so easy.
It's a woman's world now, I'm telling you. All right, back from the break. Ooh, man, I just took a fat rip on accident. Dude, check this out.
Do the rings.
My whole mouth is full. Don't open that window. Let's fucking box this thing out.
Teleprompter, bud. Teleprompter. Just wrap it up.
Anyway, and that's the news.